Yo guys, welcome to Crypto MC. My name is Rudo and this is Trade for the Living podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our next Bitcoin setup. This breakout, one can say it caught me off guard. Why? Because I was shorting the bloody thing, so we need to discuss. Oh, let me bring up my chart. Hey, the perks of going live. Okay, this breakout, one can argue that it caught me off guard, and the reason why I would say that is because I was shorting the bloody thing and looking for another move to the downside and potentially giving you guys an entry. So if we have a quick recap on everything and all the setups that I shared with you guys, I'm just going to take away some of the noise. We managed to get the breakout or the build for the breakout quite nicely, the continuation of the move nicely. But in this last little bit of an area, we have been suffering. I mean, we had the short fail. Then we had the long fail. Then we had the long that I shared with you guys, but I shared it too late for YouTube. Managed to get it in the Discord. Lucky enough, there was the entry. But you guys on YouTube missed out on that one. And then the short from yesterday, which failed again. On the basis that I was hoping that everybody on YouTube is going to get another opportunity, YouTube and Twitter. Going to get another opportunity before we run. Okay, so now that we are running, let's quickly then have a look at the analysis. I'm going to switch off the long positions and the setup shared so that it just streamlines and makes the screen a little bit cleaner for you guys. Okay, now the play is as follows for me. We're looking at this impulse where we're at. We're sitting in a situation where we've now broken into an area where demand, which was marked out here, I can quickly highlight that for you guys. This is the demand zone, okay, where this demand has now yet again grabbed Bitcoin and established a bullish trend for us. And we're trying to see whether we can trade this demand back to the area of where supply is moving into. So let's just mark that with red or whatever color here. So supply and demand. Okay. And what is happening when we move into a breakout range is that there will sometimes be a bit of a retrace. Now, the rule from trading goes as follows, and it's always been, the way we're looking at this. If the move is very fast, if the move is fast, it doesn't last. Okay. And if the move is slow, let it grow. Now, why is that? Because we typically say that when the bulls when the bulls are in control, they climb the steps. So it's a slow, measured, consistent gain. That's a really healthy bullish move. And when the bears are in control, it's typically the bears jump out of the window. It's fast, it's aggressive. Why? Because greed is not something that you suffer from immediately. It builds up. That's why bullish momentum builds up over time. And then obviously fear is a primal instinct. So when shit is falling and you're losing money, you act fearful. So you'll have a lot of people jumping out of the bus at the same time, hence the fact that the move is quite aggressive. Okay, so when we're looking at this move, I am now explaining the psychology behind it in a way. But now I want to talk to you guys about the reason why I want to enter on this, and why I'm expecting there's a slight retrace coming. Because if we look at this and we start lining up our supply and demand raise again, and you can easily see that the market will, in most cases, adhere these lines. Okay, and it's purely just because it's the momentum and it's the extent of the momentum, in for lack of a better word. Okay, so if this is the case, we could expect price not to go down any further, but we could potentially get a test somewhere around this range. So it's early, but if Bitcoin can slow down and give us a little bit of a breather, because we don't want it to be too fast. Because if it does this, if it's fast, it won't last. Okay, like we did the last time around when we had fast move. Fast move don't last. Okay, needs slow grinding. Okay, and so if it does that, we can expect to buy it back at 106 probably. And if we sit where we're at now, I'm looking for hidden bullish divergence for continuation. So I'm going to bring in the RSI and I want to show you guys what I mean by that. Okay. Now, when we start a move, when we're in a position where a new wave is emerging, typically what you would want to see is 5-wave structure. So you'll have a 1, maybe a 2, then a 3, then you want to see a 4, and then a 5. How far this is and how long it takes, I'm not going to try and go into that depth too much. But in order for there to be a little bit of a retrace, you see that we've now created the first pivot on the RSI, meaning I'm going to mark it out there so you can track that, what I mean by this. So there's your first pivot. So we've created a first pivot in the RSI. And now what we want to start looking for, and this is where people get trapped. Price is now probably going to get trapped behind this area, and the RSI is going to give you the clue that this is where momentum is starting to run out. Doesn't mean that it's over, but then what we want to try and look for is the last time there was a big pivot that created a bullish move, just like we had there. And you're looking for price to retrace and give you hidden bullish divergence. That's all that we try. Not that. I shouldn't draw it like that. Sorry. Hidden bullish divergence. That's what you're looking for. And that's why, although I'm saying there will be a bit of a retrace, it's a bullish move, because then, and then only, we have our first wave in what would typically be a 5-wave Elliott structure. Something like this, and then potentially go on higher. And that is basically the game plan for me for Bitcoin and the next entry. So I'm trying to wait for price on the RSI to go make a lower low, and to price to give me some sort of an area to bounce. Now, there's many tricks of the trade that we can use for that. The simplest one is to use that same hidden bullish divergence FIB that I shared with you guys yesterday, meaning that as soon as we start locking in a high, we don't have one yet, we'll probably have one soon within this week. As soon as we have that, then we'll have an area where this number 2 needs to be. What we do know, though, however, is this 2 can't go below that area, because then there's no hidden bullish divergence. Okay, right. So anywhere between 107,600 and 105,300 would be the area I would look for the continuation. Okay, so this is going to be the range, or the long range, that this is now for the guys that didn't get in. So if you weren't in the Discord, you weren't trading with me there, you didn't get that long, this is your opportunity. That's what you're waiting for. Now, the problem that with any analysis, guys, any analysis sits with this problem. What if I'm wrong again? I mean, I've just shared my last 4 setups with you guys, and for YouTube, 3 failed and 1 missed. So by that account, I am utterly useless. So what if I'm wrong? And the best tool that I have for what if I'm wrong is patience. You need to never act on a trade in the moment, because you need to get in, because that's typically when you burn your fingers, because you can go long right now, but you still need to accept that the invalidation for that long has to be there. So even if you say, well, this guy's an idiot and he's probably going to get it wrong again, it's fine. But the area where the macro this bullish sentiment, what you're seeing on the chart now, for that to invalidate, is still going to be 104,600 thereabout. Okay, so that would be the invalidation line. So you can go long right now for that matter, but that's the area where your stop would be. The only thing is, you will probably find that that is so much in percentage that it's a spot buy and it's not a leverage buy. You can't leverage that, because if you stopped out, if that's a 10x, you're down 40% on your account. It's never going to make money that way. Okay, so there it is. Now, I've taught you guys over the year, this is why this is an educational YouTube channel and not a signal service. What's the rule I always say? 50% of the candle that makes the higher high, that's the buy. I've said it many times. We've even got the thing rolling there at the bottom. Thanks, Peter. 50% of the candle that makes the higher high. So in this instance, yesterday we were here and I was talking, maybe we're going to go down, give you guys the buy. Then we got a candle that did what? Make a higher high. Okay. What's the rule? 50% of the candle that makes the higher high. Just going to put that line in there. That's your buy. So as soon as you get close to that area, you enter for more. So you had enough reason to get in. So maybe you guys got in, maybe you haven't. I have always in the Discord, I use this. I call this the Strat 3. And that is the Strat 3 entry. And TP1, TP2, and it's probably going to hit TP3. There you have it. Okay. Now, there's many ways that you can get in on the Discord. And one of the advantages is you can use my buddy indicator. So I've got sponsors, exchange sponsors, Blofin being one of them. Blofin is our sponsor for today. Okay. And if you open a Blofin account, use the link in the video description. You fund it, you trade, fund and you trade. You took one trade, basically. Then your account qualifies to get the buddy indicator. Now, what do I mean? Why? Well, there the buddy indicator does just that for you. I've basically took all my trade strategies and I formulated them into an indicator, and I call it the trade buddy. It's a supporting indicator. So it does just that. So 50% of the candle that makes the high, there's the buy, TP1, TP2, and TP3. Simple as that. So you don't need me. You can just use the indicator and it will do the work for you. Now, that's all you need to do. So head over to the Discord, go to the navigation channel, click the Get Partner Roles, ask for the Blofin role. It's going to open a one-on-one private chat channel. You can click on the name in there, and it's going to give you the link again. So if you don't want to use the link in the video description, you can go get it in the Discord. It's going to tell you what, if you do additional deposits, what extra benefits going to come your way. And then I'm going to ask you as well to just reply in there with your TradingView ID and your Blofin account ID so that I can verify this. And then I will hook you up with the indicator. It's as simple as that. Okay. So according to the buddy, you should be in along as well. There you have it, guys. Thanks so much for taking time. The spot trade group, everybody that does have an active Blofin account will be part of the spot trade group. Yesterday, I finalized much of the structure, busy building out the macro memo, which is going to work with the spot trade group. And you're going to have access to that, which means that I'm going to be starting in the Discord, and I'm going to be giving guys actionable ideas regarding altcoins and where I will buy and sell them, for the goal not to try and trade them to the moon, but to literally make consistent USDT. Okay, simple as that. So additional reasons to sign up with Blofin. That's basically that for today, guys. I don't want to take it too long. Let's head over to the comments quickly. And then let's see if there's any questions, and then we can end off the stream. Good morning. I see there's a lot of good mornings to each and every one of you guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for saying hi. If there's no other questions, that's basically that. That's my stream wrapped up. So thanks so much, guys. Be patient. Please don't try and chase the pump at this stage. The market is going to hurt you if you do so. Fast moves, you can just literally zoom out and look at them statistically. Fast moves will have decent retraces. Every fast move does have a little bit of a retrace. And if you take time and wait for momentum to re-enter, because it's slowing down now, you should be golden. Okay, that's it. I'm going to be in the Discord today because I want to try and trade with everybody to see if we can get in on some of this move. In the Discord section, all you need to do is head over to the live trade room as well. And there is shortcuts in the navigation channel that will take you to live trade room, how to use tools like TradingView and learn to trade education, and obviously the spot trade group. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Have an alt question. Any suggestions? Well, I don't have any suggestions regarding altcoins that I would be buying right now for this reason. If I look at this, what was the reason for altcoins? Let's first take it. Let's just cut through the BS. Why do you want an altcoin? Because the idea that an altcoin can go up 1,000% where Bitcoin's going to go up 5% is the attractiveness. That's why we want them. Okay, simple. And if I then look at the altcoins from that point of view, I'm looking for something that's going to make me more money than being in Bitcoin. I first need to see a dominance trend in the opposite direction. And for that reason, it's tricky because alts then doesn't really appeal to me from a trading point of view. Another reason why I don't really like to grab alts is when I want to enter on something like Bitcoin, I need depth. I don't want to see slippage. So think of it like this: if you take $100,000 to $200,000 position on Bitcoin, you're not moving the price. But if you do that on a small coin, and depending on the exchange mostly, but small coins, you're going to be basically buying up the order book to get in and get out. And that creates slippage. That's expensive because although you calculate your stop at 3%, you'll probably have additional 2% slippage, which means you're going to be down 5% by the time it gets in. You're going to pay 2% more for it, and you're going to sell it for 2% less. So it's actually going to be way more. And that I learned the hard way by trading altcoins on leverage. And I actually just found out that it's simple just to do it like this. Okay, so AVAX's future, or I don't know, my friend, that is a tricky thing. And I would rather just say DYOR, do your research on it. And yeah, that's it. That's the best I can do for you because this is trading, not fundamental, Okay, there you have it, guys. You have a lovely day. That's about that. See you guys in the Discord. Cheers.